Hello, everybody. It is Marguerita here. Welcome to the seven-step formula to radical freedom. Had to think of it there for a second. How to make an extra $100,000 in the next 100 days, working smarter, not harder. So I am going to get straight on with the presentation. I'm going to share my screen. So there is my screen. Please let me know in the chat if you can see my screen. Just give me a little yes in the chat if you can see my screen. Excellent. Awesome. Awesome. So I'm about to change from the introductory screen to the next screen. And hopefully you now see something that says, would you like to make an extra $100,000 in the next 100 days? Would you like to make an extra $100,000 in the next 100 days? Yes. Awesome. And I'm going to show you how to do it working smarter, not harder. Now, I'm not naive enough to think that you are going to put away all your devices while you are watching this, because that's not the way we're wired. However, I do hope that you have a pen and paper and that you are going to listen intently and take notes, because my trainings, I've been told by so many coaches and so many mentors, stop over teaching. Now, this is one of my greatest flaws, and it's just a part of my DNA. I overteach. So instead of beating myself up about the fact that I do this, I decided instead of treating it like a flaw, I'm going to make it a feature. Why not? So my trainings, literally, I could deliver what I'm going to deliver to you right now. I could deliver in a 2-day workshop. I could take this information and spread it over 2 days, and it would still be a lot. Now, I have taken that and condensed it in 2 hours. So it's going to be intense. There will be a lot. And my thoughts around this are that we are all time poor. So we need to learn to condense time. And this is why I call this a power class. And you are going to be drinking through a fire hose with information over the next 2 hours. This is going to be a 2-hour class. So get ready to take plenty of notes, and just know that all you need is to take 1 or 2 things minimum away from today that you can go and implement. This is the key. You could listen to me for 2 hours and not have any impact on you, or you can take, depending on where you're at right now, just take a couple of things away, then decide to go and implement them on the other side of this. One of my greatest joys, and why I'm excited that you're here either live or watching the replay, is to transform lives. And it is always my intention, because I have the honor of your presence and your attention the next couple of hours, it is always my intention to give you what you need to help you to transform your life on some level. So having said that, I know that not everybody's going to stick with me for the 2 hours. And I know how keen you are to whip your credit card out right now. I know you've got your credit card sitting beside you right now, just waiting for an opportunity to throw money at me. I know it's hard to resist. I'm like that. However, I'm going to disappoint you and tell you that I have nothing to actually sell you today. So you can put your credit cards away. And if you feel like what I share with you today is something that can really help you to transform your world and your life and your business and your future and your financial income, and you would like to know how you can work with me to implement all of it, then you can always book a call with me. The reason I put this up the front is because I know that not everybody's going to stick with me to the end. And that's okay. That is perfectly fine. I just want to give you the opportunity to take this down, take a screenshot, whatever. And if you decide that you want to have that conversation with me, I'm going to share with you more about the strategy call at the end of today. But there is nothing for you to buy today. So I know, wipe the tears away. It's very disappointing. It's okay. Let's go. Right. Today, what we're going to cover is the answer to all your money problems. I know. Like, really? Seriously? Yes. I'm going to share with you the answer to all your money problems, how to make wealth and success inevitable The 7 steps to radical freedom, how to impact millions and build wealth fast. We like that word at the end, fast. The 5 steps to financial freedom. This is actually a game changer. It's just a little reframe and a strategy that you can put in place to really step your way to financial freedom. But a lot of people have really taken this and gone, wow, it's just a game changer when you implement it. How to heal your relationship with money. This is a biggie. The 5 steps to being unstoppable and the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universe. Do you see, when you look at all those points, it's crazy that I'm going to deliver this in 2 hours. But I'm going to do it. So let's get started. Just very quickly, the inconvenient truth about money. So you know that if you're not achieving the financial results that you want right now, it's not actually all your fault. And when you understand this, it's going to really empower you and give you an insight into why you may not be having the relationship with money that you truly want and how you can fix that. Because knowledge is power. It's power when you implement that knowledge, but you got to have the knowledge first. So we are wired to fail with money. We grow up in a society, in an environment that literally is we are wired to fail with money. Unfortunately, it's the way the systems and the structures are set up deliberately, in my humble opinion. So because we are wired to fail with money, everything within the system, everything that we are led to believe about ourselves, about money, is actually causes us to sabotage our results with money. We also have a lack of financial literacy education. Imagine if from a very early age, each and every person on the planet was taught financial literacy, how to make money, how to keep money, how to grow money, which is what rich people know. They know those 3 things and they do them very, very well. So if we had more understanding of how the system works, how to set ourselves up for success, but that's not what happens. The opposite happens. We're actually basically enslaved by the system because we are trained into a mindset of debt and permanent debt, which keeps us a slave to the system. And we're not taught how to get ahead with money. And this is where we really need a whole new education system for our children and for the future of humanity and for the future of the planet, quite frankly. Money is oxygen to your vision and your business. So money is not the answer to your happiness. It can certainly help to bring happiness, but it's not the key to your happiness, but it is the key to supporting you. It's the resources that you have to be able to grow your vision, your mission, your purpose, your business, your financial income. And it's important that you treat it that way. If you deny yourself the oxygen of money, then you're basically going to stay stuck in that loop. And money is not the problem. You are. And I don't mean that in a way that you need to beat yourself up about it. It is the wiring in your brain that about money, it's the judgments, the beliefs, the lack of self-worth, the limiting beliefs, all of that stuff, that is the problem, not money, because money doesn't have a conscience. Money doesn't care whether you're a good person or whether a bad person. It has no judgment, zero. It is just an energy. And it flows where the structure, the infrastructure, the mindset is that allows it to flow. Okay. So I can give you the keys to the kingdom, but you have to open the door. You actually have to take what I share with you today and do something with it. And implement the teachings, just something. You don't have to take everything. That would be too overwhelming. As much as I don't like the analogy, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time, because it's a bit ick, but it's kind of relevant. So don't try to eat the whole elephant that I'm going to literally dump on you today. Just take one bite at a time. Take 2 or 3 things and implement them today. And are you prepared to take radical responsibility for your results? So why I ask this question is because A lot of people tend to look externally for the reason for their lack of results or for the dysfunction that they have in all areas of their life. They kind of point and blame. It's his fault, it's her fault, it's their fault, it's the government's fault, it's the financial system's fault, and they allocate blame. Now, while there are external influences in our life, we attract horrible people into our lives sometimes. We attract situations that suck sometimes. And the thing is, though, that if we take responsibility for everything that we attract, and as co-creative beings, we take responsibility for what we are creating and attracting, we then take back our power and have the ability to be able to change it. If we constantly lay blame or direct the fault of the situation outside of us to someone else, then we are giving our power away, and then we become the victim. Victims are powerless. So if you don't want to be the victim of your circumstances, you have to take responsibility for everything, but do not beat yourself up. Do not say, oh, I'm such a loser. Why do I keep doing this to myself? It's all my fault. Not that. What you do is you say, okay, everything that I have done, everything that I've thought, everything that I am has created where I am today. What do I do about it? You just take responsibility for it and go, what do I do moving forward? Who do I need to become? What do I need to do? What do I need to learn? What do I need to implement? How do I fix this? Because you have the power to fix it. You have to take responsibility first. So I want you to think to yourself, are you prepared to take radical responsibility for your results? All right. You are the hero you've been waiting for. You're it. You don't need anybody to ride up on a white horse. You are the hero you've been waiting for, because you have the power within you to create magic. So the answer to all your problems is, drum roll please, your wealth consciousness. Okay, I know that you were probably waiting for some absolute revelation, and right now you're going, what? That's it? My wealth consciousness? Oh. But I want you to really think about this fact, because when you have an abundance mindset, a wealth mindset, you cannot help but create wealth. When you have a poverty and lack mindset, you cannot help but create lack and poverty. And poverty can be a whole, there's different levels of poverty. Some people can have a six-figure income and still be in a situation of poverty because they've racked up so much debt or whatever. They are still living in a state of poverty, even though they have a six-figure income, or it could be a seven-figure income. There's a lot of people out there who look rich, but in actual fact, they are in debt up to their eyeballs, which is a whole lot of pressure that you just don't need. That is financial dysfunction. So in order to shift your results with money and solve your money problems, you must change your wealth consciousness. Now, this is good news because it means that you have the power. If it's your wealth consciousness, it's nothing out there that has to change. It's the internal game, the internal dialogue, the internal beliefs that need to change, and you have the power to change those. If you've been in my community, you know my favorite technique is EFT tapping. And by rewiring your brain, you can change your wealth consciousness, you can change your results. So instead of beating yourself up about your current results with money, what you really want to do is think, okay, I haven't got the results that I want just yet. So what's going on in my consciousness? What do I need to change to create this wealth consciousness? And that's a journey. You can do it fast. It's still a journey. So Napoleon Hill, whatever you can conceive and believe, you can achieve. So the reason I have underlined and believe, because I know you've heard this saying over and over and over and over. I want you to focus on the piece and believe. So I know that you have great ideas, that you have big visions, that you want big things for yourself, that you want to make a difference in the world, but you've got to be able to believe in yourself. You've got to be able to believe that it's possible. You've got to be able to believe that you are a force to be reckoned with, that you are a magnet to everything your heart desires, law of attraction. It is the belief part that is the hardest. And there's many, many reasons for that, all about mindset, that I will cover as we go through this training today. So let's very briefly touch on this, because I do have a lot to cover, but it's important that you understand the difference between, there's two different types of entrepreneurs, two main different types of entrepreneurs. One is income driven, one is impact driven. It's kind of self-explanatory. Impact driven, income driven entrepreneurs, it's all about the money, the opportunities, the money. They're just wired to make money. They still have to serve. They still have to find a way to serve the population, but they're just wired to make money. Impact-driven entrepreneurs are wired to make a difference. They really want to make an impact. The reason this distinction is important is because, unfortunately, impact-driven entrepreneurs tend to forget about the second piece. They tend to make income almost irrelevant and unimportant. In actual fact, income and impact, when you're an impact-driven entrepreneur, they need to work and integrate side by side as equally important. So you need to elevate income to be equal importance to your impact. And your income is as a result of the impact. And then the income also feeds your ability to have more impact. They are literally a they're in very, very important partnership. But what happens with many impact-driven entrepreneurs is they are so focused on the impact that they forget about the income, and then they really limit their ability to have impact, and then eventually they get burnt out and they've got no money, so they can't have the impact that they want. So it's really important that you shift this consciousness. If that's you, then it's really important that you shift this consciousness and that you understand that that income, that money is the fuel, is the oxygen to your impact, and you must make it just as important as the impact fact, the impact feature or focus. And what's also important about this that you understand is that impact-driven entrepreneurs have an opportunity right now that has never existed before. Because the rise of the impact-driven entrepreneur, the conscious entrepreneur, has not, it's begun, but it hasn't taken off yet. And when it does take off, it is going to be massive. We will have a massive influx of conscious impact-driven entrepreneurs because of the shift that we are seeing on the planet right now. So the fact that you are here right now, whether you're watching this live or you're watching the replay, you are literally poised to take advantage of one of the biggest opportunities and one of the biggest wealth transfers we have ever seen. I can't tell you what that will look like, but I am confident that it is going to happen. So that's exciting. Get excited. Get excited about your life. Get excited about your future, because there is so much opportunity that awaits for you. So let's go through the 7 steps to radical freedom. This is my formula. So number 1, you have to decide. Everything starts with a decision. You need to decide on what it is that you want to create for yourself, for your future. What impact do you want to have? What difference do you want to make? You have to decide to make your vision, your goals, your dreams non-negotiable. You need to decide that you are going to have a can-do, no matter what, whatever it takes kind of attitude. You have to decide that you're going to do the internal work to shift your mindset, to become the person you need to be, to create the future and the vision that you want. You have to decide that you are worth it. There's all these decisions that need to happen, and the number 1 decision is to make your vision, your goal, non-negotiable. Well, the number 1 decision is actually just to decide on what it is that you want and get very, very, very clear on what you want. And then you need to decide to make it absolutely 100, 1000% non-negotiable. And then everything unfolds from there. So everything starts with a decision. If you look at every great achievement, every single great achievement in the world, It all started with a decision, with a vision and a decision. So the second thing is to have the right vision. So it's your vision, your mission, your purpose, your goals, your reason for being. It is, and the reason I say the right vision is because a lot of what I'm going to talk to you about today, and an underpinning foundational element is your frequency, your vibration, and your alignment. So everything needs to be in alignment with who you truly are, with who you were born to be, with your core values, with what you stand for, with what's important to you, with what lights you up, with your passion. So all of this is really, really important. When you decide on your vision, it is actually coming from the essence of who you truly are and why you came to the world at this time. This is a very intense time to be on the planet. Have you noticed? Pretty intense. There's a lot of crap going down right now. And I think some of us have questioned over the last few years, why did I decide to actually incarnate on this planet at this time? This is hard. This planet, you know, it's like I've heard other spiritual teachers talk about the other beings in the other realms, and you know, the respect they have for a being who has decided to manifest on planet Earth, because this existence, man, this is I'm not going to say it's hard, it's intense, and it certainly tests us very, very much. So give yourself a pat on the back for just deciding to manifest on the planet at this time, because no matter what struggles you're having, the fact that you are here, huge respect from the other realms. And you need to have respect for yourself for making that decision and that choice. And it's not easy. You need to have the right vehicle. So in relation to entrepreneurship and business, there are just thousands and thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of vehicles, different kinds of vehicles, and different ways to leverage the vehicles. So on a broad perspective, if you look at something like real estate is a way to create radical freedom. Having a retail business, like a front shop, that can be a way, as long as it's set up right, that can be a way to create financial freedom. Creating a restaurant, maybe creating a personal training business, being a personal trainer, being a dentist. All of these vehicles can potentially lead to radical freedom, as long as you have the right formula within the vehicle. So everything is kind of a formula and a system. Everything comes back to the formula and the system. But you've got to first choose the right vehicle. So not everybody wants to be a dentist. Not everybody is cut out to be a dentist. I think they're a rare breed. I cannot imagine having my hands and my eyes in people's mouths all day and drilling teeth and pulling teeth out. Ew, like ew. And, you know, other people, the right vehicle for them could be to be a sports person. Now, you've got to choose the right sport. If you want to be in golf, in football, soccer, tennis could be a good one, but you've got to be talented. But if that's where your talent lies, then that is a vehicle for you to be able to create radical freedom. And then you've got to know what to do with the money on the back end. So the right audience. If we're looking at entrepreneurship and business, which is one of the, again, broad spectrum vision, but if you look at it from a macro level, business is one of the most powerful ways to create radical freedom. And you've got to have the right audience for your particular product or service. Everything that you do to create the financial exchange in a business is being of service to someone, solving a problem for someone. That is the money exchange. That is a value exchange. So you are offering a solution to a problem, and somebody wants to solve that problem enough that they are willing to give you their hard-earned cash and money to be able to solve it. And we'll go into a little bit more depth about this in the future, but it's a bit like the saying, you know, trying to sell ice to an Eskimo. Like, they're not really. If you're trying to sell ice, an Eskimo, not so much. If you're in the middle of Europe right now, ice could be a premium because it's so hot over there that it would be like selling, it would be like giving candy to a baby, selling ice to people over there because they would just lap it up. So it's finding a hungry audience who really want what it is that you have to offer. That is key. If you're selling to the wrong audience, they're not even going to know you exist. Right strategies and systems. As I said, everything comes back to formulas and systems and strategies. So within all of this, there needs to be the right systems and strategies. The right strategies for getting attention. You need to write this down. One of the most important commodities these days in business is attention. If you cannot get attention, then you will not make a single sale. So you need to be able to have some sort of strategies and systems to get people's attention. You then need to lead them through the right process to create a know, like, and trust relationship with them. Really important. People aren't going to buy from you. Well, it's highly unlikely people will buy from you if they don't trust you. So this is relationship marketing. And then leading them into the point where you offer them something, and let's take sale out of that. Let's take the word sale out of it, because you say the word sale and everybody goes like, sales, no. Let's just talk about it in the context of you making an offer to somebody and then making a value exchange. Them saying, I need that in my life. Now, here's the thing about sales. People love to buy, but they hate to be sold to. Write that down. People love to buy, but they hate to be sold to. Don't you love to buy stuff? Like you go to a market, or you get online and you're searching for stuff. You really are just itching to whip out your card, your debit card, your credit card, and put those numbers in and buy something. It's a fun experience. We love to buy stuff. But we hate being sold to. So flip the concept in your mind that you are not selling anything, that you are solving problems for people, and their show of appreciation is actually giving you the value, the money that helps them to solve that problem. And when you do that, they actually enjoy the experience. Believe it or not, they will enjoy the experience because you have just solved their problem. You have helped to relieve their pain. So I hope that's helpful. But you need to create all of these strategies and systems to get people to that point. And then, of course, you need to have the deliverable system in the background, and you need to have the support system to make sure your customers or clients have, they're happy. Maybe you have a support system in the back end for your customers or clients, but it's important that you have all this in place. Now, it doesn't have to be super duper complex, particularly if you're new to this and if you're just starting out. Keep it simple. I love to keep it simple. You can get more sophisticated and more complex the better you get at this. And as you grow and as you build a team and as you've got the income coming in to be able to put in this infrastructure, which is part of this equation, is creating an infrastructure so you can extract yourself. You buy your time back. Rich people buy their time back. And you are no longer integral to the delivery of everything within your system. Okay, systems will give you freedom. Structure and systems will give you freedom. Write that down too. Structure and systems equal freedom. Okay. The right mindset. Okay, so I do business strategy. I love business. I love entrepreneurship. I love figuring out the formula for people, helping them to find their unique wealth formula. My main jam is mindset, because mindset is the foundation of everything. You can have the best freaking solution in the world. You can be the best at what you do. If you don't have the right mindset, you're never going to be able to achieve your potential and your big vision, your big goal and dream. So mindset is absolutely key, and it is always a work in progress. It is essential that you are always constantly working on your mindset in one way, shape, or form. It is the internal work that gets the external results. And then, of course, the right action. We know that nothing happens without action. So, but you need to be taking the right action. And it is, or that comes back to your systems, your strategies, your formulas, and being focused on the right things and understanding the Pareto principle. So the Pareto principle is that 80% of your 80% of your actions will get 20% of your results, and 20% of your actions will get 80% of your results. So it's identifying the 20% that is going to get the 80% of the results, because you could waste a whole lot of time doing a whole lot of stuff that doesn't get you the results that you truly want. So it's being discerning. Discernment is so, so important in this whole equation and this whole formula, is that you can discern, and this is a skill too. So you're not going to know all the right vision, the right vehicle, the right audience, the right systems and strategies, the right mindset, the right action. You're not going to know all of that or have all of that when you start out. Take a breath. It's all good that you don't. You're not meant to. You didn't pop out of the womb knowing all this stuff. Get excited about learning it. And if you need support, find somebody to support you, to help you to put this in place. There are plenty of people out there, including me, just putting my hand up, who can help you to put all of this in place so it doesn't have to be hard. Leverage, stand on the shoulders of those who have gone before you, the giants who have gone before you, and leverage the knowledge and the skills out there to help to put this in place, because otherwise, damn, it can be hard. It can be really hard if you try and do it on your own. Let me tell you, from experience, tried it. Wasn't fun. It was excruciating, actually. Let's just do that. It was excruciating trying to do it all on my own. So you need to get the right support to get all this in place. And there's various ways that you can get the support. I can share that with you. I'll just write that down on my little piece of paper, where you can get support. So, how to make wealth and success inevitable. Okay, are you ready? Right. Number one, make it non-negotiable. What did I say about 10 minutes ago? Decide. Decide to make it non-negotiable. Too often, people, they get access to some opportunity and they go, you know what, I'm going to try it for 3 months, and if it doesn't work, I'll move on. Or maybe 6 months. Yeah, if I don't get results in 6 months, then I'm going to move on. They might even go for a week, if that, and then walk away and give up because they don't have the results that they want. The key to wealth and success is to make it non-negotiable. You make a decision, there's that word again, you make a decision that it's going to happen, no matter how long it takes, no matter how much time, effort, energy, money you need to invest, it's going to happen. And you are willing to do whatever it takes. You have to make it non-negotiable. That's how you make it inevitable. You just say, I'm not going to quit until it actually happens. You develop an unstoppable mindset. Sort of kind of related to the first one. Having an unstoppable mindset, if you imagine showing up for your vision, your mission, whatever it is that you are invested in and have decided that you're going to achieve your goal, and you show up with an unstoppable mindset, what changes? Just think about your life right now. Think of one goal, just one goal. If you show up with an unstoppable mindset, then you're unstoppable. That goal is already achieved. You can know and believe that with an unstoppable mindset, you have already achieved it. Do you think that with that deep internal knowing and with an unstoppable mindset, you are going to be able to collapse time and get the job done a lot faster? Of course you are, because you're going to be relentless. it's going to be every day that you are just so committed to achieving it, you are unstoppable. Got to create a plan. If you are failing to plan, you are planning to fail. I love that statement. So nothing happens until you have a plan. Now, it doesn't have to be a really detailed plan. Some people like a detailed plan. If you like a detailed plan, then that's fine. Just be prepared to be flexible, because you don't know how it's all going to work out. You don't know how to achieve your goals and dreams at this point. The key is to, if you've got a detailed plan, is to be constantly reassessing and analyzing the plan along the way and making adjustments. But you don't need a detailed plan. If you're a creative like me, then sitting down to create this massive detailed plan is like, blah, I'm not even going to get out the gate. But you do need to know where you're headed. You need to have a clear vision on where you're headed. That is part of the plan. It's your vision. And then you need to think about, what are the next 2 or 3 logical steps? That's it. What are the next 2 or 3 logical steps? And then you need to take the next most logical step. That is progress. You just take the next most logical step, and then you take the next most logical step, and then you take the next most logical step. You don't need to have a detailed plan to make progress. As long as you are taking action in the right direction, then you are making progress, and that's what matters. So you take the pressure off with a plan. But if you don't have any plan, if you have no structure whatsoever, you're gonna be like the whirling dervish. You're just gonna be spinning around and around and around and around, using a whole lot of energy and not getting a lot of results. So create some plan for yourself, and then take action until you succeed. That's it. What was it that was it Rocky said about, it doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get up that counts. No matter what the setbacks, no matter the failures, no matter the disappointments, no matter the challenges, you just take action until you succeed. That is how you make wealth and success inevitable. It's all in you. You have it all. So, rule number 1, remember that you are infinitely powerful. Write that down. I am infinitely powerful. Write it down. I am infinitely powerful. Write it down 2 or 3 times if you need to. I am infinitely powerful. Now, put your hands on your heart. I don't know if you can see me, but put both hands on your heart and repeat after me. I am infinitely powerful. I am infinitely powerful. Again, I am infinitely powerful. As you say it, I want you to feel it. I want you to integrate it in every cell. I want you to lock that into your subconscious mind, into your conscious mind. I want this to be who you are. I am infinitely powerful. Do you feel that? Do you feel the shift? Now, when you integrate that, when you embody that, when you live from that place, what happens in your life, in your world? When you believe that in the very core of your being, what happens now? This is what I am passionate about. Helping you to understand that you are infinitely powerful, that you have the ability to create anything that you put your mind to, that anything and everything is possible when you show up knowing and believing that you are infinitely powerful and you have control over the ultimate outcomes in your life. You don't have control over every outcome in your life. Let's face it, crap happens. We live in a world where we have external influences happening, and not everything is sunshine, unicorns, and rainbows. I wish it was, although it might get a bit boring. I kind of like challenges. Nice ones, the universe. Thank you. I want nice challenges. But I like the expansion. Challenges bring expansion. So when you show up with a knowledge and an attitude that you are infinitely powerful, your challenges diminish in importance. They are no longer, you're no longer a deer in headlights with a challenge because you're infinitely powerful. No matter how big the challenge, you're infinitely powerful. It shrinks the problem, the challenge down to a manageable size when you come out going, I'm infinitely powerful. I could spend all day on this, but I'm not going to. So if there is one thing that you take away from this, that's what you need to take away. Rule number 2, remember rule number 1. So this is the ultimate rule, because once you really understand this, it's game over. Yes, you still have to go through the process. Yes, you might still have to develop some skills. Yes, you might still have to learn stuff. Yes, you might still need to explore new opportunities, new possibilities, expand, grow, all that stuff. But that, as a key belief, man, game changer. So, oh, Anne-Marie wrote it on your mirrors. I love it. That is actually a really good idea, to type it out, write it out, big bold letters in colors if you want, stick it all over the place to remind yourself constantly. And John is making $100,000 in 100 days non-negotiable. Yes. Although, John, I know you, we've had words, you need to up the game. I'm challenging you right now. So I want you to make it 250 grand in 100 days, because 100 grand in 100 days is too easy for you. We don't do easy around here. We're going to challenge ourselves. Okay, how to manifest like a boss. All right, so if you're in my community, you probably have an experience of the law of attraction. You understand about the movie The Secret, all that stuff, and that the law of attraction is a powerful law that that we are using all the time. It's just that because of our conditioning, we have forgotten the basic formula and how to use the basic formula. So let me just remind you and remind your subconscious, your superconscious, how to manifest like a boss. Number 1, absolute clarity on what it is that you want to create, right? You have to be clear on your vision. If you are not clear on what it is that you want to create, you can't create it. And once you have this clarity and you focus on it relentlessly, which is the next thing, you focus on it relentlessly, forget about your problems, pay attention to your dreams, your vision, your mission, your purpose, your goal, your dream becomes a dominant thought in your life. It almost becomes an obsession, a healthy obsession, but it's like an obsession. You are relentless in its pursuit. So number 1 is clarity. You cannot create anything without clarity. If you think about somebody like Steve Jobs, rest his soul, Richard Branson, Elon Musk, anybody with these really high functioning, super successful people, Elon Musk would never have been able to create Tesla, Neuralink, not sure what that's about, but Neuralink, now X, Twitter's now X. He didn't create it, but he's using the platform, and he's had the vision. Elon Musk has had the vision of whatever he's got going on about X. I mean, it's impressive. Whatever his vision is, it's going to be impressive. A rocket company, a car company. I think I already said that. But he would never have been able to create any of that without a clarity of his vision first. What did he want to achieve? So very, very important. And then focused on it to the exclusion of everything else. And then get into alignment. This alignment is coming back up again. Yes. So it is your frequency. It is your vibration. It is who you are. It's got to be in alignment with who you are and what you stand for and what's important to you. So you are an incredible individual. You are an amazing human being. Spirit having a human experience. And you have very specific qualities, ideals, values And it is important that your unique wealth formula aligns with all of those things. Because there is nobody like you on the planet right now. Nobody, none. There has never been anybody like you in the history of the world, probably in the history of the whole freaking universe. There will never be anybody like you, ever. You are the one and only. You are so unique. You are so special. You are so incredible. You are so brilliant. So it's taking all of your unique qualities, your gifts, your talents, and getting in alignment in every way and shape possible and getting into flow. This is about flow, not hustle. Then trust that it is unfolding. Trust the unfolding. The problem is so many people, including me, I'm a work in progress, but pretty much everybody on the planet offers resistance of some sort in our beliefs, in our thought patterns, in our fears, our doubts, our limiting beliefs. All of that is resistance. When you let that go or use different techniques to release it and just drop into trust that it is happening. Trust that whatever happens, it is part of the unfolding. Trust that you are fully supported. Trust that the universe has your back. Trust in your ability to achieve your goals and dreams. That key of trust is so important to this equation. Actually, it's critical to this equation. You can't achieve it without a level of trust. And when that seed of trust starts to grow, man, you will be able to achieve so much more. And of course, action. Consistent, aligned, inspired action. Taking the right action is so, so key. And that action may seem inconsequential at the time, but you take that inspired action in faith and trust. So they're the 5 keys to manifesting like a boss. And this is a skill that you learn to develop, right? So write those down or take a screenshot, whatever, and just learn to develop that skill. Okay. John, 60K since you were last here. See, I know. So you need to up it to at least 250K in 100 days, at least. Stretch yourself. So the world needs you to be wealthy. Why do I say that? Remember, I was focusing on impact-driven entrepreneurs and income-driven entrepreneurs, because the world doesn't need more entrepreneurs making more money. The world needs more entrepreneurs who want to make a difference, who want a change for the world, who want to create a utopian existence. Is that going to be possible in our lifetime? I don't know. I actually think that it might be. But if we never focus on the possibility, then how can we ever create it? If there were enough impact-driven entrepreneurs who were willing to go in and to build wealth and do what they came here to do and uplift people, empower people, help people to heal, help people to be free, liberate humanity from whatever pain and suffering is going on in the world. And it's a freaking big job, big job. But if there were 100,000, 1 million impact-driven entrepreneurs who were willing to take that on as a collective, we could get the job done, don't you think? Imagine in a world that we create, that we co-create, because we co-create everything. Imagine if there were 1 million people like you and me and other impact-driven conscious entrepreneurs who want to build wealth and change the world. Imagine if we all built wealth, then took that wealth and used it to create amazing lives for ourselves. But at the same time, we can contribute to the world in a way that we can help change the world. Do you think we could get the job done? Do you? I reckon we could. It's a big job, but together we could definitely get the job done. That's why the world needs you to be wealthy and join the collective shift to build a new earth paradigm. I'm a big vision girl, and that's who I came here to be. And that's what I'm committed to. That's why I'm on a mission to impact 100,000 impact-driven entrepreneurs to build wealth and change the world, because I know together we can freaking do it. And, you know, it's a hard job and I want to do it on my own. Kind of figured out I can't. Kind of figured I need to do it with other people. It's like, I am not God. That was really hard to come to terms with. The fact that I'm not God. That was a sad day for me. Sorry, just thought I'd throw a bit of humor in there. I have had a bit of a God complex in the past, though, let me tell you. So more money means more impact. Oh, I've just got to drink some water. Stay hydrated. Okay, more money means more impact. Just imagine at the moment if somebody gave you $10 million. 10 million, would that take care of your immediate needs, wants, and desires? Well, maybe not all your wants and desires, but would that take care of some shit for you right now? Okay, so would you have some money left over from that? Now, I'm not saying that that 10 million is going to be allocated to everything that you want to create right now, but if you take care of your immediate needs, what would be left over? What would you do with that money? What could you create? How would you invest it? How many people would be impacted by it? Now, do you see why the world needs you to be wealthy? This is a no-brainer. This is why you need to shift into the wealth consciousness mindset. Okay? So building true wealth is not a spectator sport. As much as I love the law of attraction and I love The Secret, I wish, and maybe I just haven't figured it out yet, sitting watching Netflix all day, although that's not really my jam, but sitting reading books all day while the money just poured in while I did absolutely nothing. I can get to that point, but in the meantime, there needs to be some sort of action. I need to get on the field. I need to build the systems, the infrastructure, the strategies that I can get to the point that I can actually sit all day long and millions of dollars pours into my account while my team works on everything else in the background. And I just check in every now and again. And that is one of my goals, to get to that point where I have set all the leverages, all the systems in place that I can extract myself from my business, and my business just continues to make money while I get to do stuff that I love. But I also love transforming lives. So me doing this stuff is never going to change. But building true wealth is not a spectator sport. I want you to now take your pen and piece of paper and take 60 seconds. I'm going to give you 60 seconds to think about, what does wealth mean for you? After everything that we've spoken about, what does wealth, true wealth, mean for you? How will it change your life? How will your life look different as a result of creating true wealth? How will you impact the world? How will it help you to create a vision for your future and for the future of the planet and the people who you get to impact? Write a few things down. Get attached to this vision. Get clear on this vision. Give the money meaning. Once you give, money loves to have a job. It loves to have a reason. So once you give it a reason, once you give it meaning, then it's a lot easier to create wealth. What does radical freedom look like to you? Now, this is not a workshop. As I said, I could take what I present to you today, I could actually deliver a full 2-day workshop, but you can go and work on this later. So either write this down, take a screenshot. What does radical freedom look like to you? Because freedom is actually different to wealth. And if you think about in this context, in my mind at least, when I look at Elon Musk, I do not see freedom, and I definitely don't see radical freedom. I see a man who is obsessed. But because he has at least 5 billion-dollar businesses, well, I'm not sure they're all billion-dollar businesses, but they're all certainly massive enterprises that he is running. I don't see that as freedom. It might be what really lights him up. It might be what he loves. But I've watched recent interviews and he looks a little bit like a tortured individual, I've got to say. So it's not just about the money. Radical freedom. What does radical freedom look like to you? And maybe in Elon Musk's mind, he is radically free because he has so much choice. He could walk away today if he wanted to. But there's a part of him that certainly won't let him do that because he is sort of kind of obsessed. So what does radical freedom look like to you? Who else will benefit from the money? What would wealth mean for you and for the cause you champion? This is all part of your vision, your reason for being. So, all right, 100K in 100 days. I'm going to go through this really quick. This is the kind of structure that you need to have in place to be able to make 100K in 100 days. So you need to be very, very clear on these things. Firstly, know what problem you solve. So, for instance, a dentist solves problems within people's mouths. So they relieve pain. They might, build a bridge. An orthodontist might build a bridge for people who have lost their teeth, but it's all about the function within the mouth because teeth are kind of sort of important. That's why we have them, for chewing our food. So a dentist solves problems with people's teeth. If somebody has perfect teeth, oh man, they might clean teeth and check up on them and stuff and prevent problems as well. But if somebody has a perfect teeth, then they just go for their 6-monthly or 12-monthly checkup, go, thanks, you're good, off you go. If you are a massage therapist, it's about knowing that you're not there to just to provide a massage. You are there to help somebody to either avoid pain or, more than likely, to relieve their pain. Most people won't show up until they're actually in pain. So I see it quite a lot. I might talk to somebody about becoming a client and they're a bit comfortable. They're not at that point of pain yet and they wait. Most people will wait until they're in a point of pain that they're like, right, I can't stand this anymore. I have to have help. So most people will wait till the pain is just intolerable before they come to you. But what pain are they in? What pain are they in? So a lot of people will need a cure, not a prevention. And prevention is a lot easier, is a lot harder to sell than a cure. It's not impossible, but you need to find the right audience. There are people who are invested in prevention. I pay that much for my all kinds of prevention because health is one of my highest core values. I have all sorts of nutritional supplements. I have redox technology supplements. I have all sorts of gels and stuff that I buy that are about prevention rather than cure, but not everybody's wired that way. So it's important to know how your audience is wired and know what problem you solve. Who is your ideal client? Again, this is their demographics and their psychographics. Who are they? How do they think? What's important to them? What are their values? What is their pain? And how much pain are they in? What's your message? This is also super, super important. So remember I said that one of the most important commodities was attention. You get people's attention by having the right message, by cutting through the clutter and the noise that is out in the marketplace. You deliver a message that says very succinctly and clearly the problem that you solve, and it grabs your audience's attention. And that's kind of about your branding and about understanding this formula. So what is your message? If there was one thing that you could get your clients to understand about them being in your world, what would it be? So if your clients come into your world and they get to embody one message that would change their life, what would it be? What do you think my message is? What do you think my message through all of everything that I do? I've already given it to you. I'd love to see if you know what my message is that drives everything that I do. If you do, type it in the chat. I'm pretty emphatic about it. Okay. You are infinitely powerful. That's my message, because I know that if you get that, if you embody that, and this is all of my coaching, all of my training, everything that I do, that's what it comes from. That is my message, and I weave it into everything. You are infinitely powerful. You can do this. I don't care if you're just starting out in this and you're looking at this going, oh my God, this sounds so hard, because I do deliver a lot. But you have the capability. You have the ability to achieve anything. And if I can just get you to understand that right now, here today, then I've done a good thing. I've delivered my message. But that's my core message through everything. What's your offer? So it's got to be a value exchange, and the offer has to be right. So right audience, right message, right audience, right offer. And that's really, really key. So what are you offering to help them solve their problem? What's your call to action? So remember I said about relationship marketing, it's all about getting your structure and your formula right, and delivering content. So getting your audience's attention, holding their attention, and then having a call to action. So that call to action might be a sale. That call to action might be just the next step. So, I mean, you already know what my next step is here today. If you feel called to work with me, then book a call with me. Let's talk. Let's see if we're a good fit. Let's see if we're aligned. The planets are all aligned. And you want to work with me in one of my programs. So, but in my content that I put out on YouTube, my call to action is like, sign up for my free thing. But I've always got at least one call to action. All my emails that go out, there's always a call to action. You've got to tell people what to do next. If you are doing any organic marketing or even paid marketing, and you're putting stuff out there and you don't have a call to action, then how do people know what to do next? They don't. You've got to give them a call to action. You've got to give them instructions on what the next step is. What marketing strategies will you use? There's a gazillion of them. I'm not going to go into them here, that's for sure. We would be here till the middle of next year. But what marketing strategies are you going to use that are right for your audience, that are right for your offer, that are appropriate and get the right response and the right result? Very, very important. What action steps, strategies, and systems do you need to implement to achieve 100K in 100 days? Leverage is really, really important here. So leverage is being able to multiply your efforts. So do something once and have it continue to have an impact and effect and reach your audience over and over and over again. A very simple example of that is putting up a simple Facebook post. So you deliver a message in a Facebook post, I don't care what it is. It could be something funny, it could be something personal, but that simple one Facebook post could reach 5 people, 100 people, 1,000 people. One action. You put up one post on social media And you potentially could reach 1,000 people, 10,000 people. Look, when these things go viral, it could reach 1 million people. You put it up once. So that's the power of leverage. It's when you go to sleep, that post, as long as you haven't offended the social media gods and your post doesn't go against the accepted narrative, then your post is still there while you sleep. Somebody from some other part of the world is potentially liking it, commenting it, sharing it. That's leverage. So okay, I want you to write this down. Write it down. Don't just take a screenshot of all this, write it down, because this is a very powerful question that you can use over and 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 over again. What's slowing you down, holding you back, and stopping you from achieving it? This is something I use with my clients a lot. What's slowing you down, holding you back, and stopping you from achieving the goal of 100K in 100 days? Or in John's case, 250K in 100 days. Okay. All right. So now that you've got all that, you're going to have homework after this. You didn't realize that, did you? I am just the gift that keeps on giving. So 5 steps to financial freedom. I'm going to run through this quick. Firstly, financial confidence, which means you have the confidence that you have enough money to pay and keep up with all your responsibilities. All your insurance payments, your utilities payments, your house payments, if you're renting, your rent, your car payments, your family. You know, you have the confidence that you know that you have all your responsibilities and immediate needs met. The vast majority of the population are not even at step number 1. They're stuck in so much stress, and stress is resistance. They're stuck in huge amounts of stress because they are either overcommitted or they're just stuck in this vicious cycle of never having enough money, never having enough money, never having enough money, never having enough money, never having enough money. How can you have financial confidence if you're constantly stuck in that cycle? So the number one step is to get to a position of financial confidence, because that will relieve a lot of resistance to the financial and money mindset equation, because all of a sudden you're not stressed to the max about your financial situation. Step number 2, financial security. So this is where you have, if say you have a job and you lost your job, then you know that you have about 6 months or 12 months worth of financial backing to be able to get through quite comfortably. You're not going to be stressed if something happens and your one stream of income, if you have one stream of income, that's not very wise to have just one stream of income. But I suggest to people they have multiple streams of income, because if one stops for whatever reason, you've got multiple streams to back you up. But in this part 2, you just know that you have enough money in the background that if something happens, and I was so shocked to learn recently that people in the United States and probably in Australia who have 6-figure incomes are actually living paycheck to paycheck. That blew my mind. How is that even possible, that somebody has such financial dysfunction that they have put themselves in so much debt that they're bringing in $100,000 and they're still living paycheck to paycheck? I could not compute that. But that is the level of financial dysfunction we have on this planet. And it's actually, again, it's not really their fault. It's the fault of the system and the environment and the way that we have been educated as to be slaves to the system. The more income we bring in, the more we just spend. It's like this instant gratification, and we buy crap that does not have a lasting positive impact on our future. It's very dysfunctional. So financial security, anyway, bring back to the focus. You can see I'm a squirrel. So Financial independence. So this is where multiple streams of income come in. You are no longer reliant on one source of income, say a job. You are financially independent, that you don't have to rely on one source of income, that you have, you are confident that no matter what happens in the world, you're sorted. So you don't have a huge amount of debt, or that debt is actually paying for itself. Debt can be great leverage. Debt is enormous leverage. Using other people's money is very smart when you use it in the right way. Unfortunately, most people are in debt up to their eyeballs, and it's bad debt. It's not actually making the money. So debt that makes you money is really, really good. But you are financially independent. You have investments that are generating income. You are making money while you sleep because you have put the leverage and the systems and the structures in place to make that a reality for you. So financial independence is step number 3. Financial abundance. So this is that you have not just enough to meet your needs and for security, but you have real choice. So having money is having real choice in what you do and how you live your life. And being financially abundant means much, much, much more choice. You get to live your life on your terms. And financial freedom. So financial freedom is actually just you take financial abundance and you multiply it by 10, 100, whatever. So financial freedom is like, you are just sorted for the rest of your life. You will never have to worry about money ever again. And this is about, again, having the right investments in place, the right structures, the right strategies, the right income generation. And you have, if you look at Hollywood superstars, so from the perspective of, okay, if they wanted to maintain a multi-million-dollar lifestyle, then they may not have financial freedom where they're at right now. If their income dries up, I'm talking about if suddenly their income stopped. But if they had the foresight and the intelligence to take the millions of dollars that they're receiving and put them into investments and strategies that continue to make them money, even if they stop working, then they can maintain a very comfortable, cozy lifestyle, and they can have financial freedom for the rest of their life. Never have to work ever again. Thank you very much. So what I want you to do is write a number beside each. What you think it's going to take for you to have each of these, to reach each of these phases. Let's call them phases. So how much income would you need to have financial confidence? How much money would you need in the bank? Or how many investments, liquid investments, would you need to feel financially secure? How many streams of income and how much money do you need to be making to feel financially independent? Financial abundance and financial freedom. Write a number beside each. Give you a few more seconds. Don't think about it too hard. Just write a number beside each. Now, double it. So I can just about guarantee you what you think you need is not what you need. So double it. Okay. Now, we're not going to do this today, but I can help you with this if you want. What strategies will you use to achieve each of those steps? It all comes down to your structures, your formula, your strategies, your mindset. Do you see how all of a sudden what I'm sharing with you today is taking the mystery out of creating wealth? Because it all comes back to having the right knowledge, the right skill sets, and implementing those right strategies and skill sets, and to get the result that you want. It is action result. If you look at it from a simple perspective, building wealth is just action result. But it's taking the right action at the right time, doing the right things, having the right mindset, having the right vibration, having the right consciousness. So this takes all the mystery out of how do I create financial wealth? Okay. So 90% of success is mindset. I'm not going to bang on about this because I think you already know this. I've already hammered this home enough. So, and I think it's actually 92 to 96% is driven by your subconscious mind. Actually, I don't think, I'm 99.9% sure that 92 to 96% of your results is driven by your subconscious mind, right? So if you have the right programs in your subconscious, then you will get the right results, period. So the key is to get the right mindset, to rewire your brain. Brind, this is great, step by step. Exactly. When you break this down into achievable steps, when you take the mystery out of this, all of a sudden it's doable, right? That is my passion. So you've got to build the right mindset. And as I've said before, this is an ongoing process. It's not something that you ever really get done. Do you think that Elon Musk's mindset is changing daily? Daily. His mindset would be changing daily because he is solving problems daily. Every problem that you solve, every challenge that you face and overcome, your mindset shifts. Every time your brain is chewing on a problem and you are adopting a whole new attitude and a new focus, your mindset shifts. So every day, Elon Musk is growing and evolving. And look at his growth and expansion ever since he was the nerd who started PayPal. I mean, wow. Lifetimes of growth and expansion. Why? Because he constantly challenged himself. And as he constantly challenged himself, his mindset changed every time. And he challenges himself every single day. If you argue for your limitations, you get to keep them. So I have a lot of people in my community who they are offered an opportunity and the instant thought is, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough energy. One or a combination of all three, or a version of that. And they will continue to argue for those limitations for years, decades, even after they've been to multiple of my trainings, even after they've seen me say this statement. I get it in messages. And I'm like, really? Seriously? So stop arguing for your limitations. Stop saying I can't. Start saying, how can I? Identify what you perceive as your limitations. I actually should change that statement to, if you argue for your perceived limitations, because every limitation is a perception. Everything is perception, period. So if you argue for your perceived limitations, you get to keep them. Now, if that's something that serves you, great, keep doing it. If it doesn't, stop doing it. Right now would be a very good time. So, who are you and who do you need to become? So if you're not getting the results that you want right now, then there's just something that you don't know, and there is, you are not the person you need to be to achieve your great big vision, your goal, your dream yet. I haven't impacted 100,000 impact-driven entrepreneurs yet. Write that word down, yet. So I'm going to give you a little more context of that. I'm going to write that down too. Giving myself little notes here. Because I haven't become the person I need to be yet, who is capable of impacting 100,000 impact-driven entrepreneurs yet. I am on the journey and I am putting everything in place to be able to do it, but I haven't done it yet. Now, the magic of the word yet, I'm going to do it right now before I forget, is that it changes everything. So I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money yet. See how the energy changes? It turns it from a definitive, I don't have enough money, like it's a permanent state, to I don't have enough money yet. Mind you, I don't have enough money is not a good statement. You do not want to do that. I haven't achieved success. I haven't achieved success yet. You see how that one word changes the entire context, the entire energy, your entire subconscious focus. You're still here. You're still in the game. You're still doing it. Yet, so powerful. So who are you? Who do you need to become? This is a great, two very, very great questions. Know thyself, Socrates. Know and understand who you truly are, your gifts, your talents, your superpowers, your core genius, your strengths, your weaknesses, your values, your vision, your mission. Why are you here? Here's another question for you that I want you to write down. Told you I was going to get you to work today. Who was I born to be? What was I born to do? Who was I born to serve? Who was I born to be? What was I born to do? Who was I born to serve? Now, that's like this massive philosophical question. You may or may not be able to answer that. But if you are challenging yourself, your vision, your actions from that perspective, you really get to understand who you are and what aligns with you and what doesn't align with you. So, see, my goal here is to give you so much work on this presentation that you don't have time to sit and play with your phone. Right, I want your undivided attention, but I'm not naive enough to think that I'm going to get it unless I do stuff to hold your attention. Okay, what are we doing here? What happened there? All right, we're just reinforcing the last two messages. I planned this, I promise. Okay, how to impact millions and to build wealth fast. So this is a vehicle. I'm not here selling you any opportunity. I'm here to show you the quickest way to get the results that you want. Now, online business. Now, there's a range of possibilities in the online space, like gazillions. I would never put a number on it because it's just impossible to quantify the number of opportunities that are available in the online space. Low startup costs. This is why an online business is so good. Low startup costs. There is billions of dollars worth of infrastructure that is already there that you can leverage to start really at a low price. Yes, there's certain things that you need to buy and put in place, but keep it simple. Know what the best things to invest in are. And compared to something like, look, if you want to buy a McDonald's nowadays, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, I think it was like $2 million to buy a McDonald's franchise. I don't know what the hell it is now, but that's a license to print money if you build one of those things. I don't think there's a high level of consciousness of the people who do, but anyway, that's a whole other question. And, but it's a lot of money to start something like that. If you're looking at franchises, you're looking at anything from, you know, maybe $50,000 up to $250,000 to join a franchise. So the online space, it's really the opportunity for all entrepreneurs is insane as far as the cost comparison for startup. You can work from anywhere, anytime. This is time and money freedom. Yes, you have to put work in, but you choose when you work and from where you work. It's location independent. You can be on holiday and still be overseas somewhere and still be working on your online business. It's very cool. You don't have to be in any specific place. Global audience. So if I open up a little food shop down the road, my audience is my customer base is restricted to the immediate community and maybe a few visitors to the area. But if I have an online business, I have potentially 8 billion customers and clients. I don't have 8 billion customers and clients because not everybody is my customer or my client, but potentially I have 8 billion customers or clients. And just about everything is delivered on the internet these days. There is an abundance of business models. Like, as I said, unable to quantify how many different business models you could utilize to be able to achieve what it is that you want to achieve as far as freedom and abundance is concerned. Fast and effective delivery. If you are delivering because of the infrastructure that we have and the delivery systems that we have already in place, you just leverage those systems that are already there. So if you're delivering a physical product, then even if it's coming from overseas, you can get it within a matter of weeks. If it's coming within country, it can be a matter of days or the next day, depending on the delivery service that you choose. But if you're delivering a digital product, then it can be instant. So my delivering training to you here right now, it's instant delivery. And there's a few people on here. There's a lot more that have registered. There's a few people on here, but I could literally deliver this exact training to 1 million people, 2 million people, 10 million people. After I've recorded the training, this is another key to leverage. After I've recorded this training, then this can continue to go out on the internet and be watched by millions and potentially hundreds of millions of people into the foreseeable future until I take it down. So fast and effective delivery, massive leverage. I've already spoken about leverage. So many different types of leverage. AI, oh my Lord, AI, huge leverage. You can make money 24/7. Like I said, it's a bit like if you think about that social media post that I spoke about. If you think about if you set up the system right, where you get the attention that you want, you take them through your audience, through the know, like, and trust process, that infrastructure that you put in place, that system, then you get them to the sale. And if you set it up correctly, you could be making sales 24/7 without your involvement or without a high level of involvement. So depending, if you have a high touch product, then you can charge a lot more for it. But if you have a widget, then you can charge anything from $50, $60 up to $5,000 even, depending on the widget or the product. And it can be working for you in the background. You do it once and it just continues to work for you. Zero limits on your income and your impact. So because there are 8 billion people on the planet, there are, I think, 80% of those or 75% of those are actually online. So 6 billion people have access to the internet. Then there is zero limits on your income. And even if you exhausted all of your potential customers with one product, guess what? What if you have 2 products or 3 products or 4 products and you have repeat customers? All of a sudden, you have the potential, and you can keep adding products. You can keep building new online businesses, which is the other thing, multiple streams of income. Once you do it once, you can do it again. If you do it for one product or service, you can do it for another product or service and another product or service. Rinse and repeat. The whole cycle repeats again. Or you can take on a whole new stream of income with a whole new audience, a whole new product or service. Gosh, look, if Elon Musk, with the massive team that he has, can run SpaceX, Neuralink, Tesla, what's the 5th one? I've forgotten the 5th one. He's got 5 major businesses. Oh, I don't remember. But if he can run 5 multi-billion-dollar businesses, I'm pretty sure you could run a few online streams of income and set it up in such a way that you have a team in the background helping you to do it. So, and there's various ways you can do it. You can get it overseas contractors in to do it at, a few bucks an hour. It's insane. So you don't have to spend a lot of money on a team. And you can now use AI to do it. Okay, very, very quickly, because we're at 11:30 and I've got half an hour left. So, as I said, there's a lot of different business vehicles. Now we're going to look from a macro perspective at some of the most popular ones, most effective ones. E-commerce, selling stuff online. Can be clothes. It can be dog products come to mind because I was just looking at dog products on Etsy. You could be selling a health product. You could be selling there's any number of products that you can sell in the e-commerce space. And you've got multiple different platforms like Amazon, Etsy. I think there's something called Redbubble as well. Shopify. There's just so many different platforms that are already in place to be able to sell your stuff and to build an e-commerce business. Affiliate marketing, that is where you have an affiliate relationship with a person who already has a product, whether it be a physical product or a service or a digital product. And you simply find the customer, connect them with the supplier, and then when the sale is made, you get a commission. So you have none of the fulfillment. You don't have to create the product. They potentially already have things like landing pages and funnels in place that you just plug in and go. You just need to do the marketing and find the customer, connect them with the product. Wham, bam, thank you, man. You've just made a sale. It's one of the easiest ways to get into the online space. Online education, huge, massive. People want to learn stuff, and there is no end to the stuff that they will pay to learn. It's incredible. So whatever your skill set, you can design an online education. Coaching and consulting, huge, massive, constantly expanding. If you think that this space is exhausted, think again, because people are more and more understanding the importance of having the right coach or the right consultant or both in their space. I know people who have multiple coaches in their world. I have had multiple coaches in my world for different aspects of my business with different expertises. So coaching and consulting, huge. No matter what your skill set, there is a way that you can get into the coaching and consulting space if that fires you up. If the idea of being a coach or consultant makes you want to go out the back and puke, then don't go there. Well, if you want to go out the back and puke because you're terrified, then that's okay. But if you want to puke because it just doesn't fire you up, then don't go there. Don't do it. If you don't like people, don't do coaching and consulting. Investing and trading. This is something that the idea of this makes me want to puke. Investing and trading, not my thing. I cannot think of anything more boring than sitting and watching online screens that are moving up and down. And I've got to watch the trends and then, hit the button at the right time to make a trade. Yuck. No, that would just be like, no, I want to live in a hut in the middle of nowhere and eat bugs rather than do that. Thanks very much. It's not worth it to me. But if you're going to get into the investing and trading space, make sure you know what you're doing and that you get the right education. See, we come back to online education. So am I talking fast or is it just me? Anyway, investing and trading, crap my brain. Investing and trading is a very, very effective way. And I actually do investing, but not in the way that I was talking about. So I invest in commodities, and that is another, you have to put your money to work, right? You have to learn how to make money work for you instead of you working for money. So the money that you bring in, you then put it to work for you. Going out and buying the latest Chanel handbag, sorry ladies, but going out and buying this latest Chanel handbag is not making your money work for you. Not unless your income depends on you having the latest Chanel handbag or looking the goods, right? And, some people are in that space. I think it's a bit vacuous myself, but that's just a judgment call. So again, off tangent. Right. The professional world. So, we even have tele-medical services now. So regardless of your profession, or if you are in the service industry, like if you're a massage therapist, obviously you can't deliver a massage online. However, you can deliver other products that could be in alignment with your business and helping people. So for instance, an effective magnesium supplement that helps people to relax their muscles, or some sort of gel product that complements the massage business. You could sell those online. So there's always a way to get around perceived limitations. Every limitation is perceived. MLM network marketing. This is, yes, it's got a lot of bad attention. It has a bit of a stigma attached to it. There's a lot of judgment around this because there's been some bad operators. And I think anybody who is an entrepreneur has had a bad experience with MLM or network marketing in the past. I will put my hand up with that. but that's not the fault of the model. The model is sound. The model is really good. There's 5 things that you need if you're going to go into MLM and and network marketing. And I actually recommend the model, but you must have the right company, hopefully with a few runs on the board, with the right people running it. You know that they have integrity, that they have a conscience, that they have the right mission and vision, and that they want to help people. You've got to have the right product that is being sold. You've got to have the right team. You've got to have the right compensation plan, and you've got to have the right you. So they're the 5 things that you need in place, or the right mindset, the right you, the right mindset, to be able to be successful in network marketing. And look, those 5 things, you can actually take those and spread them across the board for just about any opportunity. So, and the team in network marketing is obviously your upline, the people who are supporting you, that they're going to back you every step of the way, give you there's a 6th one, actually. There's the right marketing formula. So you've got to have the right marketing formula as well. So I need to change that to 6, because there are a lot of very dodgy practices that are crap and will not get you the results that you want, and they're just really horrible to do. Like cold messaging people. You know how people just friend you on Facebook, and then the first thing that they do after they friend you is send you a message saying, hey, I've got this great opportunity. You want to know about it? I met you like a split second ago. Who are you? You don't know me? What the? Instant block for me. So you've got to have the right approach, the right marketing strategy, but you can do it online. You no longer have to write a list of 100 names and then call them until they block your number and you never see them again. Old strategy only worked for like 2% of people. We are now in the perfect storm. So the online space has been expanding, the online transaction space. I have no idea what it's worth now. It'd have to be worth over $1 trillion transactions in the online space by now, surely. Maybe not. $1 trillion's a lot, but it's a lot. It's a lot. If you look at all the transactions that are happening all over the world and the people that buy stuff online, and that, of course, just exploded again in the last 3 years because of the conditions where we were all freaking locked down. Geez, don't get me on that. But we were all locked down, and then what do? We started buying stuff online. So the trust factor has increased. There were a lot of people who were very distrusting of buying stuff online 6 years ago, 10 years ago, even maybe 3 or 4 years ago. The trust factor has gone through the roof. And of course, there are lots of infrastructure that's been put in place to make it a more secure place for those transactions. And this is only going to keep growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. It's not going to stop. So unless they take out the internet. So we have the perfect storm right now for you, no matter what you're doing, to have at least 1 or 2 or 3 streams of income in the online space. All right. We only have 20 minutes to go, people. So take a breath. Take a breath. So the 5 keys to being unstoppable. Number 1, clarity of vision, purpose, and direction. I think you already get that. I don't think I need to repeat that. You have to be clear. Focus and attitude. So a little bit more about this is having a solution-focused mindset. The vast majority of people fail because they have a problem-focused mindset. They're like a deer in headlights. They see a problem and that's all they see. You've got to focus beyond the problem to the solution, to your vision and mission and dream and goal. You've got to focus through the problems and the challenges. It doesn't mean you don't see them. It doesn't mean you don't solve them. But always your dominant thought is about, where am I going? What am I working toward? Because that, again, diminishes the problem, and you need to be solution focused. So relentlessly focused on where you're going, and then solution focused on, how do I get through this? How do I overcome this? What do I need to know? Who do I need to talk to? Asking the right questions. What skill sets do I need to learn? What's the best way that I know of? Because we don't know what we don't know, but what is the best way that with my skill sets, with my knowledge, with my understanding right now, what is the best way for me to get over, under, around, through this particular problem or challenge? And of course, it is a can do, no matter what, whatever it takes attitude. If you show up with a, nah, I'll do it when I feel like it kind of attitude, you are dead in the water. You may as well get a lifetime subscription to Netflix and just spend your time doing that, because ain't nothing going to happen. So you've got to have a can do, no matter what, whatever it takes kind of attitude, whether you feel like it, whether you don't, whether whether you've just had a big hit and a big challenge, doesn't matter. Got to have the right attitude, got to show up with the right attitude. Leverage your superpowers. All right, so your superpowers are your gifts, your talents, your unconscious competence, your core genius, the things that you play at that other people have to work at, the things that light you up, the things that you're passionate about, the knowledge that you have acquired, the skill sets that you have acquired, the expertise that you have developed. All of these things, you package them up. This is about your unique wealth formula. Write that down, unique wealth formula. So all of these things are your superpowers. And when you package them up into something that creates value in the marketplace, you have an incredible ability to create limitless income. Activate the power within. So this is about getting the right mindset. Everything comes back to mindset. This is about clearing out those fears, doubts, limiting beliefs, the things that are slowing you down, stopping you, standing in the way from you achieving, becoming the best version of you, from you achieving your potential. Now, I think we all have limitless potential, but we all have a certain potential in the moment. And it's about focusing on being the best version of that we can possibly be in the moment. Now, when you release those limiting beliefs, fears, doubts, blocks, self-worth, self-belief issues, you then start to activate the power within you. Now, you don't have to release all of them. It's a process. We are a work in progress. But when you activate that power within by not allowing those fears, doubts, and limiting beliefs to control your outcomes. So one of the biggest differences between the wealthy and successful is that they do not let fear run the show. It doesn't mean they don't have fear. It doesn't mean that they don't have imposter syndrome. It doesn't mean that they don't have self-doubt. It doesn't mean that they don't at times have great levels of anxiety and stress. But they don't let those things run the show or drive their decisions. They've got to come from that place of power and belief when they make decisions. Otherwise, they're stuffed. John, yes, that's living by design. Yes. So the best way to determine your future is to create it. Definitely living by design. And then consistent, aligned, inspired action. Nothing happens without action, but it has to be consistent, aligned, inspired action. So inspired, living in spirit. It's taking the messages that you are receiving from the universe constantly, by the way, from spirit, then putting them into place. It's aligned, your frequency and vibration. It's aligned with who you truly are. And it's consistent. So every single day. You can take consistent action, but if it's not aligned and if it's not inspired, if it's not the right action, you're going to get diddly squat. So it is being able to identify. Again, it comes back to discernment, right? Discernment. It's being able to discern what the right action is. And again, you don't know what you don't know. But just because you don't get the outcome that you want doesn't mean it was the wrong action. It just means it was something you didn't know, but did you learn something as a result? So consistent, aligned, inspired action. They are the 5 keys to being unstoppable. So we are coming to a close now, people. So hang in there. We're almost done. If you don't find a way to earn money while you sleep, you will work until you die, which is why I'm so passionate about building a leveraged business. One of the best ways to do that is online. I am not particularly interested in working until the day I die. I build leverage so I can make money passively. Heal your relationship with money. Okay. Let me get my second bottle of water. All right. Healing your relationship with money. So remember I said everything comes back to your wealth consciousness and how you think about money, what you believe about money, what you believe about yourself, what you believe about the world. So you need to identify any conflicts that you have with money. And there's 3 primary blocks that we have. There could be a gazillion different beliefs that you have that stop you from achieving your results, but they all come back to 3 underlying foundational blocks. It's not safe. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve it. So it's identifying what those conflicts are. And those conflicts could be, they could have come from your childhood when you might have grown up in a state of lack. And there might have been judgments about rich people within your family. There might have been arguments about money. So you might have made the decision that money causes conflict. Talking about conflict, money causes conflict. Money causes arguments. Maybe your parents broke up over money arguments. So money destroys relationships. Do you see that the mind makes an association and creates a story? It could be that you were exposed to over and over and over again to influences that told you that rich people are bad people. Now, if you have an association that says rich people are bad people, and there's no fudge factor there's no discernment, then why would you want to be rich? Because you think, well, rich people are bad people, so if I'm rich, I'm a bad person. Or rich people are mean or nasty or greedy. It's a common one. So you've got to identify the conflicts first. Then once you identify them, which is something that I help all my clients with, I help them to identify the conflicts. Then you implement strategies to release the fears, the limiting beliefs, and the lack of self-worth. It's not safe. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve it. So once you identify them, once you identify where those blocks came from, what they are, you can then release them. Of course, I use EFT tapping. I use instant miracle technique. I use reframing processes. I use a variety of different processes with my clients to be able to do that. And then, of course, you install new empowering beliefs. And you can use the same strategies to install the new empowering beliefs once you've gotten rid of the old ones. It's about rewiring the brain, developing new neural pathways, belief systems that cause you to get the results that you want. Everything comes back to your mindset and your belief systems. Aligning wealth with your core values. Okay, so quickly. Dr. John Demartini actually teaches that you have to have money as your top core value, top 3 core values to be really, really wealthy, right? Now, not that I want to contradict Dr. John Demartini, but my values make me who I truly am. And when I did a values exercise, it was a while ago, but I think money was like 21 on my list. I was like, what? I'm doomed to be poverty-stricken for the rest of my life. Like I said, it was a while ago. But I realized something, that if I align, so one of my top core values is making a difference, is impact. Now, when I understood that in order to make a greater impact, money was oxygen to that, and I aligned money with that value, game changer. All of a sudden, money is my top value because it is partnering with a value that is already a part of who I truly am. Another example that really brought this home for me was a story told by Courik Ashley. If you don't know who Courik Ashley is, he's one of the best in the business as far as personal development is concerned. And a very nice human being as well. I know him personally. But Courik Ashley told a story about a client that he had who was rich. Well, he was very wealthy. He was self-made, but he was very overweight, very unhealthy, didn't pay attention to his health. And no, it wasn't Clive Palmer for anybody in Australia. He just immediately comes to mind. And he had a wife and 2 little girls, and Kurik was concerned about his health. So he said, well, what happens to your family? He was looking to stimulate his interest in becoming more healthy by looking at his values. And he said, well, okay, what happens to your family? Because his family was one of his top values. If you die suddenly of a heart attack. And he went, no, got that sorted. They're all set up. They're all taken care of. No dramas there. Okay. So thinking about the problem again. And he said, okay, coming back to family as a core value. Okay, so the worst happens. You drop dead of a heart attack. According to you, it's no big deal. And your wife grieves. A year down the track, she meets a nice man. The nice man starts to move in on her. Yeah, that's fine. I got no problem with that. She deserves to be happy. Yeah, that's okay. So they get very attached to each other. You know, a couple of years down the track, he actually moves into the household with your wife and your 2 kids, and all seems lovely, except that he is sexually abusing your 2 little girls. Well, that was a game changer. The instant that this guy saw that as a possibility, if he died, one of his biggest things was protecting his 2 beautiful little princesses. He went to work that night, apparently. He went home. He started a health routine. He started to exercise. So Kurik took his core value and he took a scenario that would threaten something that was, you know, massively important to him. And he aligned his health with that. Now, that was years ago. I don't know where the guy is now. I don't even know who he is. But do you see how that stimulated an instant response in him when he aligned the outcome, the good outcome, with one of his top core values? That story always stuck with me. It was, it was really a key to me understanding the mind and how it works. Lock on to wealth and make it completely congruent with who you are. So congruence is a big key. Congruence, alignment, frequency, vibration, all part of the same family. And lock onto wealth. So make wealth a dominant part of your vision, your mission, your focus, your purpose. You got to lock onto it. You've got to make it a dominant part of where your focus is, and where your focus lies is building wealth. Not for money's sake. You don't do it for money's sake. You do it for the meaning that you gave money an hour and a half ago, right? So you've got to lock onto wealth. If that's what you want to create, you've got to lock onto it to the exclusion of everything else. But it is aligned with the impact. Okay, so what we've covered today. I've given you the answer to all your money problems, your wealth consciousness, how to make wealth and success inevitable. You never, ever quit. You make it non-negotiable. The 7 steps to radical freedom. Hopefully you have notes on that, or you took a screenshot. How to impact millions and build wealth fast. Do something online. 5 steps to financial freedom. We broke that down into phases for you, step-by-step phases. How to heal your relationship with money. Identify conflicts, actually heal the conflicts. 5 steps to being unstoppable. And the 5 keys to unlocking the secrets of the universe. We haven't done that yet. So I'm going to do that in just a minute. But you are just one decision away from radical freedom. You're not just one action step. You are just one decision away from radical freedom. Back yourself. What decision do you need to make right now to support you in creating radical freedom in your life, whatever that means to you? Start where you're at. Don't get overwhelmed by everything I've shared with you. Start where you're at. Use what you have. Do what you can. Start where you're at. Use what you have. Do what you can. Progress is what's important. Decide that you're going to make wealth non-negotiable. Decide you're going to back yourself. Decide you're going to invest in whatever you need to invest in to get the results that you want. Decide that your vision is one of the most important things. Decide that you're going to do whatever it takes. Decide that you're going to build the right mindset. Decide that you're going to become the person you need to be. Decide that you're going to adopt the traits, the characteristics, the skill sets to be able to achieve what it is that you want. Decide you're going to become the person you need to be. Decide. Decide what that looks like and keep deciding. Keep deciding. Every day you get up, decide again and decide again. Every time you hit a challenge, decide, who am I going to be in this moment? I decide to be unstoppable. I decide to be the person I need to be to overcome this problem or challenge so I can eventually achieve my vision, my goal, my dream, my reason for being, why I'm here. Decide. What's next? Okay, you can go the slow way. You can try and figure all this out on your own. It's a lot. It's torture trying to do it on your own, and it's slow. Or you can do it, by the way. I'm not saying you can't do it. I believe in you. You are infinitely powerful, remember. You can do it. Or you can go the fast way. You can work with somebody who can help you to make the progress that you need to make. Now, depending on where you're at, the support that you need depends on what you need to build right now. So where are you at? What do you need to get to where you want to be? And invest in something that can help you to collapse time to do it fast, right? This is super, super important. Now, I said that I was going to share different places that you could get support. And this is on a macro level again, okay? So books that you read, podcasts that you listen to, courses that you take, videos that you watch. Instead of getting on YouTube and watching cat videos, which are all very nice and fun, or funny dog videos, find instructional videos, learn stuff, expand your mindset, expand your skill set, expand your knowledge. What else? Blog posts. Go to blog posts. Maybe there's groups within Facebook that have knowledge or courses that you can do. So there's many different places that you can get the support you need. Of course, there's getting a coach who can really help you to collapse and condense time, to help you to build the right mindset, to understand and help you to build the right strategies, the infrastructure. If you think of anybody right now, I don't know who it could be, maybe. But I'm not the answer to everybody's problems, right? So if you want to take the slow way, fine. Decide that you're going to take the slow way. Decide that you want to take the scenic route. Decide that you want it to take a long time. Or collapse time, do it fast. And if it so happens that you might think that I might be able to help you, then you could always book a strategy call with me. There are only a handful of slots available. I only have so much time in my day and so much time in my week. There's a lot that I jam into my week. So I have a few spots available for those who want to explore the possibility of potentially working with me and investing in themselves in one of my programs. Firstly, on a 30-minute call, I'm not just going to sell you my program. I am actually going to work with you to solve the biggest challenge you're facing in your business or your wealth creation strategy right now. I'm going to help you to achieve more clarity on the future and profitability of your business or your business idea. And I'm going to help you to create a customized strategic action plan to accelerate your progress and making a lot more money, 100K in 100 days, or in John's case, 250K in the next 100 days, working less hours in your business, working smarter, not harder. So you can book there. If you need to copy that, actually just let me take a second and type it in the chat if you want to click on it. I should probably copy and paste this somewhere that I can easily grab it. So there you go. There's the link if you want to click on that and book a strategy session with me. This replay is going to go out to, I think it's 175 people. So those spots will probably fill up pretty quick. So don't delay. And just to allay any fears, I'm not a hardcore salesperson. Please only book if you are actually interested in discussing working with me in the future. But I'm not a hardcore salesperson. If you want to work with me, let's talk about it. I'm not going to twist your arm behind your back and perform all sorts of NLP ninja all over your brain to get you to buy from me. We're either a good fit or we're not. You want to work with me or you don't. It's pretty simple. That's just who I am. I could probably make a lot more sales if I did do NLP ninja, but just not who I am. If you have questions, you are very welcome, John. You are very, very welcome. It is always my pleasure. Thank you, beautiful Anne-Marie. So very quickly, the secrets of the universe, 2 minutes. This is not rocket science. Flow, not hustle. We live in a world that has been hustle focused, which is very left brain, very male dominant, logic, left brain, work, 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 never sleep, drive, work harder, work harder. You want more money, work even harder, sacrifice. That, I tried it for a while. Blah, did not work for me. Get into flow, get in alignment, frequency, congruence. This alignment is absolutely key. So when you have all the right things in place, you get into a state of flow. It is almost effortless. It doesn't mean you're not doing anything, but it's like everything that you do, everything just falls into place. It feels very magical. Partner with the universe. So the universe is there to support you every step of the way, but you have to actually make the intention to partner with the universe to be able to get the results and to be able to get them fast. So yeah, work with people here on the planet, but also work with the universe as well. It's one of the most powerful partners you will ever have is the universe. The most powerful partner you will ever have, not one of, the most powerful partner you will ever have is the universe. And the universe wants more for you than you want for yourself. Do you know that? The universe, spirit, God, source, the divine, the supreme being of light, whatever you want to call it, actually wants more for you than you want for yourself. So partner with the universe. Nikola Tesla, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And Einstein, imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world, stimulating progress, giving birth to evolution. I kind of take notice when Einstein speaks, or he spoke a while ago because he's sort of kind of dead now. But whenever there's a quote from Einstein, I pay attention. That dude was a bit smart. He had a few things figured out. I think he had a direct connection with source that was just feeding him really cool, wise shit. So imagination is more important than knowledge. Use your imagination. This is where vision boards are great, or mind movies, or visualization, or writing out your goals. Actually using your imagination to imagine your future the way you want it and decide to make it happen. So finally, clarity. There's that word again. Focus. Clarity of what you want. Focus on it relentlessly. The art of becoming. Decide you are going to become the person you need to be to achieve the results that you want. Be in a state of being. Focus on who you are being. We are not human doings, we are human beings. So focus on the state of being. Everything comes back to state. And this is one final really important point that I'm going to make before you go and head off, because I know it's been intense and I'm not going to apologize for that. But it's all about your state of being. So if you are in a state of wealth consciousness, you cannot help but create wealth. If you are in a state of health, a mental health, of a state of health, you cannot help but create health. If you are in a state of joy, then you will experience more joy. If you are in a state of gratitude, then you will experience more to be grateful for. So you get good at deliberately cultivating states of being that are higher vibrational states, right? So those states of being are self-fulfilling prophecies. If you decide to be more determined, that is a state of being. You will accomplish more when you are in a state of being more determined. When you are in a state of love, love is a beautiful state, self-love. You will experience more love in your life. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy. It is a vibration. You put a vibration out, you get the same thing reflected back to you many, many times over. So you give out love, you're in a state of love, you will experience more love. It may not come back from the source that you gave it to in the first place, but it will come back to you in some way, shape, or form. So cultivate the right states of mind, the right states of being, and then trust, relax, allow, lean in, let go. Trust that it's all working out. Trust that you are fully supported. Trust that you have the ability to achieve anything you put your mind to. Trust that everything is working in your favor. Relax. So relax and know that it's all unfolding. Relax. Just let go of the resistance. Allow. Get into that state of allowing. It doesn't mean you're not doing anything. It just means you are allowing the unfolding. You are offering no resistance to what is. Byron Katie, what is. If you offer resistance to what is, all you get is a crappy feeling, because what is. You can't change it. So allow the unfolding. Lean into life. Lean into your challenges. Lean into the invitations and the inspiration the universe is giving you. And then let go. Let go of your attachment to the outcome. Let go of your judgments, criticisms. Let go of your fears, your doubts, your limiting beliefs. Let go. So there you are. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to come back on the screen. I know that I have just dumped a whole lot all over you. It has been an honor and a pleasure to be with you for the last 2 hours. I do hope that you have gotten a wealth of something out of this. And even if you've watched my presentations before, then hopefully you've picked up something new and you are going to take action on it. Choose 2 or 3 things out of everything that I have shared today. Thank you very much, Anne-Marie. Always a pleasure. And take action on something. Make your world, create your world. In the wise words of John Scanlon, create your life by design. So I don't see any questions coming in. Love to you all. It was a pleasure being with you today. Go forth. Be amazing. Know that you are infinitely powerful. Create the life of your dreams. And if you want to explore potentially working with me, you know the link. So I'll see ya on another training. Bye.